everyone, it's Alice, and today it is time to do what has become my annual book purge. I usually end up doing this every spring because there's a local school that this time of year, every year, they need donations because they have this huge flea market to raise money for the school's music program, I think. And it's a good excuse to just go through my shelves and get rid of stuff I don't want anymore, and yeah. These videos always end up being quite long, so I think we should just get started. I'm gonna start with this shelf right here. Now at the top here, I have some books. These are my Dan Brown books, and then I have a couple of small ones here. I'm gonna keep those, but let's take a look at what's down here. So next to lovely Marvin here, we have this stack of books. I know that I can get rid of this book because I read it recently and I didn't really like it, so let's take that out. I am a little bit sad about this one because it's a beautiful edition, but I really didn't get on with the story, so we're just gonna let it go. I also actually think that I can let go of this one, which I'm sad about. I read it and I really enjoyed it, but the end just kind of lost me. This is a translated book. It's translated from Japanese. It was very interesting, started off really well, and I'm glad that I read it, but I don't really feel like I need to keep it. The rest of the stack I think I'm going to keep. We have a couple of dark academia books. We have Perfume, which I love. I haven't read these two, but I want to keep them. I'm going to keep this one, and this is one of the Scandi Noir series that I'm reading, and it's really, really good. And this reminds me that I need to read the third one, which I think is this one. It's a really, really good series. Then over here, which you can't really see very well because of this lamp, we have these two books that I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep this one and this one. I think I'm gonna keep all of these for now. This is such a beautiful edition. I have read some of them and some of them I haven't, but I'm gonna keep these. Down here we have this book, which I still need to read. We have Babel, which I'm gonna keep. I think here we're gonna keep most of it. This reminds me that I need to read this book, also this one. I think I'm gonna keep most of these ones. I might actually get rid of this one though. This is a book that I've just had for a really long time. I love this cover. I think it's really cool. I love these kinds of like artsy covers where it looks like a painting. But I've had this for so long, and every once in a while I will take it out and I will read a little bit about it, and then I end up just not reading it. So I think maybe there's a part of me that is just not as interested in this as when I got it. So I think it's time to let it go. Moving on, we are gonna tackle this shelf, and I think we're just gonna start at the top. I am finally, I think, gonna get rid of this book. I've had this book for maybe like, no joke, 8 years. Still haven't read it. I feel like at this point, the chances of me reading it are quite small. I love this cover though, and I love books about bees, but I just, you know, still haven't read it. I forget that I have it, so we can just let it go. I don't know how much else I'm gonna let go on this shelf. I'm gonna keep these ones. I've also had this one for a really long time, but I can never seem to let it go, so I really just need to read it. We're gonna keep all of these. I have this beautiful edition of The Secret History, which I'm of course gonna keep. I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is a book that I have read and I know a lot of people love. I really liked it, but I didn't feel a huge connection to it, so maybe I should let this one go. And then these ones are gonna stay. On the shelf below that, I don't think we're gonna get rid of any of these books. I want to keep all of them. I have these leaves at the top here that I got last fall, which are relevant to this video, but I really like them. Then we have this stack of classics, which I am just gonna keep. We're not gonna look too closely at these, but maybe we can find something here. I do actually have a book on the shelf that I should probably get rid of, but I honestly can't let it go yet because it's such a beautiful book. It's this one, which I read. It's a Japanese classic, and I didn't love it, but I just think this cover is so beautiful that I think I'm just gonna have to keep it. This is one of my favorite books. I'm gonna keep these ones. Have a lot of these I need to read. And then these are my F. Scott Fitzgerald books, which are gonna stay. And then down here, I have some art books. I think I can probably get rid of this one, which I'm a little bit sad about, but I think this would make someone else really happy, so I think I can let it go. This is a graphic novel, and you could call it like a cozy fantasy graphic novel. It is so lovely, and the art inside is like really cute, and I enjoyed it, but it just didn't like blow me away, and I don't think I'm gonna keep going with the series, and I don't think I will ever read this again. So we can let this go, and it'll make someone else very happy, I'm sure. I'm gonna keep these art books. I'm gonna keep these 2 books. These are just some cookbooks that I'm gonna keep. Then we have the Song of Ice and Fire series, and I'm obviously gonna keep those. If the next book ever comes out, I wonder what I'm gonna do. I wonder if they are gonna make it in these editions. I'm gonna be sad if they don't, but these are gonna stay. Then it's time to tackle the really big work. We're gonna go through all of these shelves and see what we can get rid of. I have some like art and interior design books up here, and some photography books and some cookbooks up there. I'm just gonna leave those alone, but we're gonna take a look at everything else. We're gonna start up in this corner where I have these Rhodes classics that I am going to keep. They don't make them anymore, sadly, so I can't get any more of them unless I get them secondhand. But I'm gonna keep those. These are some short books that I'm gonna keep. Some classics. I think this whole shelf is just gonna be left alone. On the shelf beneath that though, we have some Shakespeare. We have these poetry books, which I'm gonna leave alone. I could probably get rid of some of these ones. I don't remember which ones I've read. Maybe I'll just leave those alone. But I actually think I'm gonna get rid of these 3 books. These are all in the same series, and I've really enjoyed this series. I read the 4th book like late last year or early this year, and I like it, but I'm never gonna read it again. I do really like the covers, but it doesn't really make sense to me to keep these just for the covers when I'm never gonna read them again. And if I'm ever gonna reread some of my favorite cozy mystery series, it will probably, like this series will probably not be one of them. So I'm gonna get rid of this and these 2. I'm gonna keep these ones. This is also a cozy mystery series, and if I were to reread one, this would be one of them. So we're gonna keep those. These ones I am also just gonna keep, but we'll get rid of these 3. I do really like these covers though. I really like this kind of cover design, but oh well. Then we have my lovely Persephone book collection, which of course is going to stay. I love these books. These are also Persephone books that I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep this one, but I am actually, maybe controversially, going to get rid of this book. This is, to be fair, a lovely edition of Lolita, and I have these 2 other books by Nabokov that are in like the same cover series. Beautiful cover. Really didn't like the book, so I just kind of don't even want to have it in my house. So I'm just gonna get rid of this because it really was not my thing at all, and I very much disliked it. The more I think about this book, the more I dislike it. Don't like the writing, don't like anything. Maybe it just went above my head and I'm dumb for not getting it, but not for me, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. I am gonna keep the other 2 though, and try to read some more from this author and see if I get on with it better. Moving down here, I'm gonna keep this book. This is Death by Dumpling, which I really need to read. Then we have some cozy mystery books. I'm gonna keep these. Really need to read this one. Probably gonna keep most of these. You know what? Finally, I'm gonna get rid of this book. I keep thinking I'm gonna get rid of it in every book purge, and then I never do, but then I also just never end up reading it. And I know a lot of people like this book, but I don't think I'm ever gonna read it. I'm pretty sure one of the last times that I did a book purge, I made like a book purge TBR, and I put this on it, and I was supposed to get rid of all of the books that I didn't read from that stack, and then this made it back onto my shelf, I'm pretty sure. Still haven't read it. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, so we're gonna get rid of it. I also actually think I'm gonna get rid of this, whoops. I think I'm gonna get rid of this book as well. I have read this one and I did like it, so much so that I bought the second book. But my issue with this is that I read the first one and I don't remember much from it except the parts that I disliked. And so I think if I'm gonna read the second one, I would have to reread the first one, and I don't think I'm ever gonna do it. This is like a crime series, and the thing is, I'm reading a lot of other crime series that I'm enjoying much more than this. So unfortunately, I think I'm just gonna give up on it, and maybe I'll return to it one day, but I don't really feel like keeping these, to be honest. I know that some of you really like the series. I think one of you recommended it to me. But I just, you know, I've had this second book for like 3 years and I still haven't read it. I'm gonna keep the rest of these ones though. We have like this series and then my Jen Harper books. Moving down here though, we have this book which I am going to keep. I'm gonna keep these ones. This is a really good epistolary novel that I would really recommend. I'm gonna keep The Lies of Loch Lamora. I'm gonna take a look at this. This is a relatively recent purchase, and I got it in a bookstore, but then I looked it up and it had kind of bad reviews, so I'm not sure I actually want to read it anymore. I do really like this cover. I think it's really pretty and like cool looking, very intriguing, but I just have lost interest, unfortunately, so we're gonna pass it on and maybe someone else will like it. Then we have these books. I actually think I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. I have an ebook version of this, which I'm gonna read if I ever get around to reading this book. This was sent to me by a publisher and it looks interesting, but I have a lot of books that look interesting and, you know, I have other things that I would rather read. Then I think I'm finally gonna get rid of this book. This is a beautiful, beautiful book. And whenever winter rolls around every year, I tell myself that I need to read this book. But I have actually started it a couple of times and I've never been able to get into it. So I don't think that I ever will. This cover is beautiful. Like, this is my favorite kind of cover. It's so pretty. But I have also heard mixed things, and although maybe I would enjoy it, I don't think it would be a new favorite. So we're just gonna let it go. I think I'm gonna keep the rest of these ones. I really need to reread Brave New World. It's a really good book. Then I'm gonna keep this one. It's a really good one. I'm finally gonna let this one go as well. This is the same, I have the same problem with this as I do with the Toy Makers. Every winter, I tell myself I'm gonna read this book because it's set in winter. But the thing that I've realized about this book is that I think that this is gonna be like a 3 out of 5 stars. I don't think it's gonna blow me away. And I don't think, like, whenever I am in the mood for a mystery novel, I never want to pick this up because I want to read something that I actually think I'm gonna love. So I'm just gonna let this go. I do think the setting seems really cool, but I'm just, you know, I've had it for like 5 years and it's still here unread, so we're gonna let it go. At the top here, we have this book that I have read that I'm gonna keep. It's a great, like, Nordic noir mystery book. I'm gonna keep this one. This is another mystery series, like Nordic noir series, that I'm reading. So good. Need to keep going with it. Then we have this where the last time I did a book purge, I got rid of the second book. This is the first and the third. And I'm gonna read the third one and then probably get rid of it because I got rid of the second one. But I have to read this third one before I do that. This one I'm going to keep. And then these I am just gonna keep because I really like them. But I am gonna get rid of this book right here. So we have this, Letters from an Astrophysicist, and you might be able to see that this is astrophysics for people in a hurry. I love this book. I think it's really good. And I got this on the merit of the fact that I love that book. And then I read it and it was just kind of meh. Like, I think this author is a really good communicator, but it just wasn't that into this book. I'm never gonna look at it again, so we're just gonna get rid of it. Then we have the Oryx and Crake, or Madadam series, or whatever you call it. I'm gonna keep that, and then I'm also gonna keep that. This looks like such a mess now, but I am gonna fix it, I promise. At the bottom shelf here, we have these two books, which I am going to keep. And then I think I'm just gonna leave all of this alone. I'm gonna keep this one. We have the Hunger Games. We have this graphic novel, some classics. This should really be moved up with, oh my god, this shelf is too tight. This book I need to move up with this one because they're in the same series. I don't know how they got separated. You know what? Maybe I am gonna get rid of this book, actually. I have read this book. I really, really liked it, but I'm never gonna read it again. If you want a book, like a nonfiction book about Victorian life, this is super in-depth and it's really readable and interesting, and I learned a lot from it, but I'm never gonna like get through this again, and it's not like I live a Victorian life and need a reference book, so despite the fact that this is beautiful and it's a really good book, I'm gonna get rid of it. People person, I am going to keep. I also think I'm just gonna keep these ones. And yeah, that's it for this shelf. I really need to reorganize this, but let's move on. We're gonna start at the top here as well, and after many, many years of wondering if I should get rid of these books, I'm gonna make the decision, and I think I'm going to, even though it hurts a little bit. So these are all of the books in the Great Food series by Penguin. These covers are beautiful. Like, the cover design of these, absolutely amazing. And maybe I will allow myself to keep like 3 of them just because of the covers. But I got a whole box set of these and I've had them for maybe like 5+ years. I've never read a single one of them. Maybe I've tried a couple, but it's like, I'm just never gonna read them. So I'm gonna get rid of most of them, I think. Maybe we'll keep like 3 beautiful covers just for the covers. True to form, I immediately broke my own rule. I'm gonna keep 7, and maybe next time we'll get rid of the rest, but I've kept the ones that have the best covers just because I can't get rid of all of them, but we have made a little bit of space here. These are my Christmas books, which I'm gonna keep. We have this series, which I'm gonna keep, Stephen King, Catherine Arden. Then we have my Murakami books, which again, I've had a lot of these for a long time, and I think even though I have them in the same cover series, I'm gonna shorten my collection a little bit because I'm not, like, I like Murakami, but I don't like him that much. I'm just gonna move this one. This is like a Gothic Tales book. I have read this one. These covers, I just really like them. I think they're really cool looking. I'm gonna get rid of this one, I think, and I'm gonna keep maybe like 3 or 4 in total. The ones that like appeal to me the most, I'm gonna keep, and then the rest, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna read this much Murakami. I maybe read one every 5 years. So I'll keep maybe just 3 or 4. I think I'm gonna get rid of After Dark. I think I may have read that one. I'm gonna keep Dance 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 and Norwegian Wood. I think I'm gonna keep, this is a little difficult. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm honestly just trying to like keep the ones that I remember like reading about and thinking that I wanted to read. Gonna get rid of that. This one I have read, don't really need to keep it. I have also read Norwegian Wood, which I do want to keep. I think maybe this will be my new smaller collection, and the rest I think will go. We actually made quite a lot of space on this shelf, which I'm very happy about, because I don't think we're gonna do as well on this shelf. On this shelf I have mostly like classics. I have these ones which I'm gonna keep. John Wyndham I'm gonna keep. My John Boyne collection I want to keep, even though I have to start reading some of these. And then these beautiful Penguin modern classics I'm just gonna keep because I don't really think I want to get rid of any of them. Down here we have these translated books. Gonna keep this one because it's amazing. Obviously The Song of Achilles, absolutely amazing. Gonna keep The Silent Patient. And then here, I've already curated this Red Spine collection several times, and it looks like I've curated it well enough, so I'm just gonna keep it. Gonna keep this and this, really need to read this. I might get rid of some of these ones. I'm gonna get rid of this World War II one because I have several books on World War II that I want to read, and I forgot that I had this, so I'm probably just gonna read the other ones. The rest I think I'm gonna keep though. We have some Carlo Rovelli, obviously gonna keep The Secret History, and Dead Poets Society. My Penguin English Library collection is gonna stay the way that it is. I never really get rid of any of these books unless I read one and I really dislike one. Then we have these beautiful poetry books. These are like seasonal collections, and I have read some of them back to back, but like when a new season rolls around, I just pick one up every once in a while and read a little bit in it, and I really enjoy it. Then we have If We Were Villains, which I'm gonna keep, and Lord of the Flies, which I need to reread. Moving down here, we have got these books, which I am all gonna keep. I am gonna get rid of this one though. This is again, beautiful cover. This is a horror book that I read last fall. Liked it, but didn't love it. Lost me a little bit towards the end, which some books just do for some reason. And I'm never gonna read it again, so I'm gonna pass it on. Then we have some witch books, which I really need to read. And then these ones I think I'm all going to keep. Up here we have The Mars Room, which I'm gonna keep, and The Mountains Sing, which I've read and I really, really like. I'm gonna give this a better spot on my shelves after this. We have, this is a nonfiction book that I haven't read, really need to read. Haven't read, but want to. Love this book, love this book, love this book. Still really need to read this. And this is a great book about archaeology, World War II. We're just gonna leave this alone. Moving even further down, we have a book sticking out here that I'm actually gonna get rid of. And you might wonder why, because this is one of my favorite books. The reason I'm gonna get rid of this is because I got a hardcover edition of this book, which is gonna replace this one. I don't feel like I need to keep this one. This is like a weirdly small edition, and it's a little bit awkward to read, but it works. And I'm just gonna keep the hardcover edition. I'm actually gonna give this to one of my best friends who wants to read it, so I have to remember to do that. So that's gonna go, but it's not gonna go in the same pile. I'm just gonna give it to my friend. Then we have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, which I'm gonna keep. We have Sometimes a River Song, which is a really underrated, great book. We have several books here. I should probably finally get rid of this one. Actually, again, I've had this for ages. I think maybe I said I was gonna get rid of it the last time I did a purge, and then I didn't, and it's still here. My issue with this is that the cover is so good. It's such a beautiful edition. But I've had it for many, many, many years. I think I've moved with this like 3 times and still haven't read it. I have no idea what this book is about. I'm just gonna let it go. The last 3 here though, I'm gonna keep. Gonna keep Tall Bones. Gonna keep this one because I really need to read it. This is an Isabel Allende book I really want to read. And I think I'm gonna keep most of this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this book. This is a book in Norwegian that I started reading when I got it from the publisher, and then I couldn't get into it. So I don't really know why it's still here, to be honest. Gonna get rid of that, and then beneath that we have these like graphic novels that I'm gonna keep, and then my Handmaid's Tale books, which I'm gonna keep. At the bottom shelf we have a Norwegian biography that I want to read, Stay With Me, which is really good. Educated is excellent. This is a really fun science book. I think this stack is pretty solid, so we're just gonna leave it alone. Then I have this book, which is Nordic Tales, which I am of course going to keep. We have In the Days of Rain, which is a great memoir. Love that book, so I'm gonna keep it. We have The Gloaming, which I need to read. This, which I need to read. This is The Secret Garden, which I'm never gonna get rid of. The Strays by Emily Bitto, amazing. Finally gonna get rid of this book though. Again, I've had it for years. Every book purge, I almost get rid of it and then I don't. I just don't think I'm ever gonna read it, so we're gonna let it go, even though the cover is amazing. We also have some graphic novels here, all of which I'm going to keep, and then over here we have like my Harry Potter books, which I'm just gonna leave alone. We also have these beautiful like postcards that I really need to remember to use. Alright, last shelf. We have a lot to go through here, but to be honest with the other shelves, I have made more progress than I thought I would, so I'm very happy with that. But I definitely think we can get rid of some of this as well. Starting at the top here, we have these books, which I am going to keep. Love this book. Need to read this one. Also need to read these. I'm gonna keep this one for now. I really liked it, but it didn't blow me away. But I actually think I'm gonna get rid of this, which makes me a little sad because the cover is so good. This is a book translated from Japanese, and it's about a group of high school students that like meet in this castle that they can get through by walking through their mirrors. It's a very weird story and I really like the themes of it. It was a little bit slow for me, and to be honest, now I don't remember that much of it. So I'm gonna get rid of it and maybe it'll make someone else happy. It is a book that is worth reading for sure. I'm gonna keep this one. This is another translated book from Japanese that I'm really looking forward to reading. Gonna keep these. I might actually get rid of this one because I bought this when I was out traveling and I started reading it. Didn't really get on with it, so I don't think I'll ever pick this up again. It, like, the premise sounds really good because it sounds like it's about a friendship between two people who are from different generations, and I really like that, but didn't really get on with the writing, so we're gonna get rid of it. I think we're gonna keep the rest of these. This is a Norwegian classic that I really, really like, and actually, this has finally been translated into English, so if you want to read it, I would recommend it if you want to read a Norwegian classic. It is horror though, so just bear that in mind. We have another translated book that I want to read, and just gonna keep these. I'm also going to keep these ones over here. Still really need to read this, What the Wind Knows, and one day I will. On this shelf, I don't think we're gonna get rid of that much. We have this series by Carrie Greenwood. This is the Franny Fisher series, which is one of my favorites. I love it. Gonna keep these ones. Gonna keep these. This reminds me that I need to lend this to one of my colleagues. She really wants to read this. Gonna keep all of these, I think. Yeah, these are all gonna stay. Next, we have this book, which I really need to read. Gonna keep this and this. Gonna keep all of these, I think. I've gone through these shelves quite a lot, so there isn't that much that I really want to get rid of. Maybe this one. I thought I wanted to get rid of this one, but I actually want to keep it because it has an elderly main character, so I'm gonna keep it if I can get it back on the shelf. Next to that, we have some of these nonfiction books that I love. Eka Kurniawan, which I want to keep. Practical Magic series, the Elizabeth Peter series. All of these I'm gonna keep. Then we have my Agatha Christie collection, which I'm gonna leave alone because I love Agatha Christie. These 3 books I am going to keep. Still really need to read this one. She's come out with a new one now, and I've sort of been keeping this because I didn't want to run out of books by Celeste Ng. But now that she has another one out, I should really just get around to reading it. Gonna keep these ones as well. I think, what is this? Definitely gonna keep that. Very, very interesting book about the brain. We're not doing great with this shelf, but let's take a look at this and see if we can find something here. I'm gonna keep these 2 books. These ones I'm gonna keep. This is another book by Celeste Ng. This is my favorite. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this book. This is a nonfiction book that I've had for a little while, and I have read in it, but I'm never gonna read the whole thing because it's much more dense than I thought it was going to be. So I think I'm just gonna let it go because I don't think I'll ever like feel that desperate to start reading it again. So we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna keep these ones. At the top here we have some more books by Shia LaGroix, I think, and then a crime book. I'm gonna keep that. This is also a crime book. Gonna keep it. These ones here I'm gonna keep. I'm finally gonna get rid of this one. I've had it for ages, every fall. I think I really need to read this, but I don't think I ever will, so we're just gonna let it go. We have A Portable Shelter, gonna keep. We have an Ernest Hemingway book. These ones I think I'm all just gonna keep. Still really need to read some of these, but I can never seem to let them go. Then we have my graphic novels, which I'm gonna keep all of these because I feel like the collection is pretty well curated. Gonna keep these 2 books at the top here. I'm just gonna take them out while we do this. We have the Strange Planet book, which I'm gonna keep. This I really need to read. Also really need to read this. Here though, I'm gonna keep these ones. This is a really good dystopian book. We have some short poems. I think I'm just gonna keep my poetry collection because if I read one that I don't like, I just get rid of it right away. So even though there is a lot on this shelf, it is all stuff that I have read and loved or stuff that I want to read. On the very last shelf though, there is a little bit of a mess, so let's look through it. I'm gonna keep this one in the hopes that one day I will solve it. Gonna keep these 2 and this, but I actually think these like Sherlock Holmes, like this, I can probably maybe get rid of this one, I think. These ones I'm gonna keep because they're very sweet. And then all of these ones I'm gonna keep. This one I still really want to read, as well as this one. This is a great book that I want to keep. Need to read. Have read and loved. Still really need to read that. I'm gonna keep this nonfiction book. Gonna keep this because I really liked it. Still want to read. Still want to read. This I also still want to read. Still want to read. This one I've had for such a long time. I just need to read this one already. I do think that I'm gonna get rid of this book. I'm pretty sure I've read this and I thought it was really interesting, but then I have forgotten everything from it and I don't think I'm ever gonna read it again, so we're gonna get rid of it. Up here we have another book by Shia LaGroix. I'm gonna keep. This one still really need to read. Then we have these like Shakespeare books, which I'm gonna keep because one day, I swear to God, I'm gonna get into Shakespeare. We have this Nancy Mitford book, gonna keep. And then, what is this? This is an absolutely beautiful book that I am keeping mostly because of the cover, and it's staying. Tin Man is really good. Invisible Women is a must-read for everyone. And then we have these biographies that I am just going to keep because I really like them. Also, if anyone is wondering what is in the back here, these are like photo books that I've made from trips that I've been on, and I just placed them here for some reason, but I'm obviously never gonna get rid of them. So I think we did pretty well. 2 relatively full boxes. I just split these into 2 so that they're not too heavy to carry and the boxes like fall apart trying to lift them up. And yeah, hopefully these books will make someone else really happy. Alright, so that was kind of it. I'm gonna go clean up my shelves now, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you soon. Bye!